God is writing an incredible story here at GVSU in the way He is transforming lives. Campus ministry started here way back in 1965 when this was just a tiny little college in the middle of a cornfield. We're thankful for the vision of leaders way back then and the support of so many people over the course of 53 years to see this ministry become what it is today.
In 2015, we were celebrating having about 350 students attending the well regularly. And now here in the fall of 2018, we're averaging over 700 students attending the well on a weekly basis. And we just hear story after story after story of what God is doing in the lives of people who are attending the well.
Christ was always kind of in our home, but not like the center of it. It was a lot about religion and not a lot about relationship. I think because of that, there was a lot of disconnect, and I wandered and stumbled into a lot of other things.
I was a part of a youth group back at a church in my hometown, but I specifically just went to it because my friends went, and it was like a fun thing to do on a weeknight. Personally, my faith life it wasn't to go for God or because I had a love for Jesus.
I would say that I had wholehearted belief in Jesus, but not a wholehearted pursuit of Him. Through middle school and high school, we didn't consistently attend church, and so I didn't really know what Christian community was. I knew who Jesus was, and I knew that that was something I believed in, but I felt like there was something more, and I could see that there was something more, and so coming to college, that's what I was looking for.
My roommate, she ended up hearing about, I think it was one of the first events, like the cookout and the campus praise rally. And so she invited me because someone invited her from like her high school, and it was like just one of those things where like I went there and I knew that that's where I was supposed to be. I felt like my search was over. I like never had to look for other communities or other things.
I lived in the dorm my freshman year, and one of my friends that I made in the dorm kept encouraging me and asking me to go to a life group at campus ministry. And it was something that I just kept pushing off, making excuses for not going to, until one moment that he asked me for the 10th time throughout this year, and I finally said, yes, I'll go. And it was one of the best 2 hours of my life of just diving into the world with these guys that not only love the Lord, but also were like super cool. You could play basketball with them, you could joke around with them about sports, you could just do everyday activities with them, while also they showed you that they could love you as Jesus loved others.
There was sidewalk chalk in freshman land for campus praise rally, welcome week freshman year, and thought it was something I wanted to check out because of that desire for something more. And so I went to campus praise rally, heard about life groups, heard about the well, and basically went to everything after that for the next 3 years.
It's become a family to me, it's become a home. I can come as I am, but it challenges me to not stay as I am. Everyone's fighting their own battle, but I think just having people fighting for you and with you just makes all the difference, especially in a chaotic time of college.
Campus ministry has impacted my life greatly, of that now my faith life is the greatest it's ever been in my life.
Being able to dive into scripture together and life groups, to worship together at the well, to hear teachings from leaders that have been to Israel, that have dedicated their lives to learning the Bible, has been a game changer for my faith.
We've just been experiencing this exponential growth over the last few years, and we are just so ecstatic about what God is doing through campus ministry here at GVSU.
For everything that campus ministry has enabled me to do, none of that would be possible if it wasn't for the supporters from the local churches and community, because if it wasn't for them, then campus ministry wouldn't have been able to bring me to the place where I am today in my faith life.
God is deeply invested in this generation of young adults and wants them to know Him and wants them to follow Him. And so as we continue to see God calling students into faith and calling them into discipleship and calling them into leadership, we trust that God's going to provide that, and we believe that God is going to use these new partnerships and these long-developed partnerships to provide everything that is needed, and we hope that you're going to be a part of that.